Today I have to review the Flitt Flying Selfie Camera. This was given to me from Rob at Daniels Hobby here in Norwalk, Ohio to review. As a disclaimer, I was not given anything as far as monetary gains of any way from them to review this. Rob just asked me to give my honest opinion of it, see what I thought of it, get some descriptions so we'd be able to do a little bit better job talking through the description of it with customers. So I figured I'd go ahead and record my unboxing, general review of the situation, and let anyone else know who was interested in picking one of this up how it is. I have done no research on this at all yet, other than I did go ahead and go online and look up the price. Prices online are going for $99.99 online at most of the major retailers that are selling it. So let's take a look. Pretty standard box. If we open it up, we have quick starter guide. What do we got in here? Goodies, goodies, goodies. Quick starter guide. Quick starter guide in Spanish. Parts and accessories list. One thing Rob did tell me at the store is that you can get all the parts and accessories that you see here, as well as additional motors for it. Most of the items all range from $5 to $10, so not too bad on price for replacements. Warranty list. Got a charger here. Charger does come with a micro USB cable. A little shorty, but it'll do the job. And then the charger unit here. A little charging dock, so micro USB goes right in there. And battery goes in here. Other accessories that come with it are extra pair of props and an extra pair of prop guards, so that's nice. So, okay, on for the Fiesta de Resistance. The iFit itself, I do say I like the form factor of it. Something nice that you can stick in the pocket. That's been the big thing about these selfie camera drones right now, is that they're light and portable. It is really small. Dimension-wise, we're talking, get out of my way. So we've got just under 6 inches long, about 1.5 inches wide, and just over an inch tall. So not bad. Let's see, on the outside, I see we've got the camera. I was told from Rob so far that it's supposed to shoot in 1080p. I will say, I don't know if you can see in here, if I can. It is a super, super tiny lens hole, but we'll see how that does eventually. The camera is able to tilt downwards, but not up. So as far as forward flight goes, you're either going to be pointing and looking down at the ground. But since this is more of a selfie camera, I would imagine that it's meant more so that you can hover and still look down at your subjects. So pretty nice there. There's a little sensor here. Focus. Looks like a little IR sensor, probably for crash detection. On the bottom looks like the two clips for the batteries, and then there is, I don't know if we can see right down there. There we go. There we go. There is another little optical sensor here. I would imagine for crash detection or for altitude stabilization. Other than that, we got a power button on the front, a couple of LED light indicators, and then arms just fold right out like so. It is really, really, really light. I wish I had a scale on me, but I can tell you it is super, super light. The battery seems like a pretty cool way for this to pop out. You have to pinch these two little pieces in together to unlock it, and then you kind of grab your fingers inside here. It definitely is nice and secure. Let's see. It's in a little like plastic casing. Do I not have these? Or maybe... Okay, so that's a little stubborn to get up, but hey, at least you know it's not going to pop out while you're flying. Okay, so there is your battery. Looks like just a standard LiPo inside a little plastic housing. I don't know if you can read the information here. So we got a 900 milliamp battery. That should do fairly good flight times. I haven't looked, like I said, anything to see how flight times go. But that should do pretty decent. And then putting it back in, wow. And I'd say almost half the weight is probably just in the battery. So two little metal prongs, just slides right back in, push it down, pull your tabs back out, locked into place. So there we go. Looking at a couple other things, it is running brushed motors. It's kind of cool. I don't know if we can see here in the lighting. These little tiny slots in here show that the brushed motors are actually going long ways here against the arms to the motor. So curious how they've got those spinning. I would imagine some gear sets are actually winding those all up. So in my experience in the past, motors that are brushless that run that can handle the outdoor wind a little bit better, but no more than, say, 7-10 miles an hour. So we'll definitely have to test that out and find out. But there you go. There's your basics on the teardown and what you get for $99. Next we'll review some indoor flight, outdoor flight, see how it is with the wind, tracking subjects, video quality, everything else. So, alright, there we go. So once you've downloaded and opened the app, it's going to bring you through this little tutorial system. It's going to tell you to open up the arms, put on your prop propellers, and then turn your system on. Once it does that, you're immediately going to need to go into your settings, into your Wi-Fi settings, and search for the Flitt Wi-Fi. That'll take a second to flip on, but there you see it. From there, you're going to put in the password. The standard password that is preset is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. You can change that in the settings later on, but for now, that's the standard setting. Once it does that, it's going to check the quality of your internet connection. This little notification always came up for me. I think it's just because it's not standard internet, so it thinks it's not going to have a good connection, but it worked fine every time. So from there, it's going to bring you back in. It's going to give you a couple more quick little tutorials about how to use the interface, how to unlock the device before takeoff, how to do the launch. There's your altitude adjustments, how you control forward and side-to-side flight, how you turn the copter, do yaw spins from left to right. Here's your camera and your recording settings. It says that selfie quality is best within 10 feet. And then the same button you use for takeoff, you can also use for a soft, gentle land. There is emergency land in case, but really it just does a slightly faster version of the soft takeoff. It doesn't kill the motors like you would hope. From there, the app interface is here. As you see, everything put together. You've got your settings in the bottom right. The L with the little throttle symbol that you see, that's where you change your modes from low, medium, or high speed. To the right of emergency, you've got your share tags. Once you hit the unlock button, as you saw, the system will calibrate and set up. From there, you can just tap take off and away you'll go. Other features, as we saw here, flash is in the top right, your battery indicators there down on the left next to your Wi-Fi signal. As you can see, inside quality with the lower light, even directly underneath a light, video was a little grainy, but for the most part, it did the job. So I'll show you some quick flight here through inside, and then we will take it outside and review some of the footage from there. So as you can see, it can be flown indoors fairly easily, navigating through. It is definitely easier to do so with keeping your eyes on the drone rather than watching from the screen. The slight latency on the screen does tend to affect things a little bit. As you can see, also looking outside, and as we get ready to go outside here in a second, the camera just can't quite handle the low light setting, and it almost blacks out the majority of everything that with the normal eye is actually rather visible. Here now we've got I did a quick range and speed test on it to see sort of speeds we could actually get from it and just how much range it would get. Now, the manual says that you're only supposed to be able to get about 65 feet, but as you can see here, I realized I was getting to the end of the block and stopped quickly before crossing the street, and where I promptly lost signal. But measuring that out afterwards, that was over 250 feet, so definitely got more than initially advertised. As you can see here outside, at a local orchard here, the wind was pretty moderate that day, about 7 to 10 miles an hour, and it handled it all really well. I tested it in winds up to 27 miles an hour, and as difficult as it got to control manually, the optical stabilization mode on it just held in like a champ and kept within a 3 by 3 foot space. So overall, not a bad little selfie drone. Does a good job for the price point. I don't think you can do much better for it. Video quality is fairly decent and good lighting outdoors. I think that's where it really shines. So yeah, that's my general review. Hope this was informative, and thanks for watching.